Let's dive into a classic fairy tale, The Frog King, not just for the story, but for the profound insights it offers about professional ethics and responsibility. We'll explore how this seemingly simple tale holds powerful lessons for our professional lives. Imagine a moment of crisis, a critical piece of information. Think of it as a golden ball, lost in the deep well of uncertainty. The princess, in her distress, encounters a frog, a creature of the margins. He offers a solution, a lifeline: retrieve the ball. But the cost, a promise made in haste, under pressure. "Whatsoever you like, dear frog," she says, perhaps thinking it's just a trifle. It's a classic example of a commitment made in a moment of need without fully considering the implications. How often do we make promises in our professional lives, driven by urgency or perceived necessity, without fully weighing the commitment we're undertaking? The frog's terms are stark: companionship, dining together, even sleeping in her bed. The princess, caught in the moment of relief, dismisses this, internalizes. She thinks, "What nonsense." A common reaction when faced with an obligation that feels disproportionate or uncomfortable. It's easy to rationalize, to believe the promise is trivial, especially when the immediate reward is tangible. But the fairy tale, and indeed professional life, teaches us that the true cost of a promise is rarely measured in the moment of making it. It's the unforeseen consequences, the hidden obligations, that define the true weight of our commitments. The frog returns, not as a minor inconvenience, but as a full-blown presence at the royal table. This is the first major test of the princess's character. She's faced with a stark choice: uphold her promise, which is now a source of social awkwardness and potential embarrassment, or break it, risking the king's displeasure and potentially her own reputation. The king, representing authority and the principle of integrity, reinforces the commitment. That which thou hast promised must thou perform. This is the core ethical dilemma, the tension between personal discomfort, social pressure, and the unwavering principle of honoring one's word. In the professional world, this translates to delivering on commitments, even when it's difficult or inconvenient. It's about maintaining credibility. The ordeal escalates to the most intimate space, the bedroom. The frog demands to share her silken bed. This pushes the princess to her breaking point. Fear, disgust, and sheer frustration build up. The king's reminder of her promise, "That which thou hast promised in thy time of necessity must thou now perform," is a powerful echo of the initial commitment. The princess, overwhelmed by revulsion, acts out of anger, throwing the frog against the wall. This seemingly violent act, born of desperation and a refusal to accept the terms of the bargain, becomes the catalyst for the transformation. The act of throwing the frog, fueled by rage and a desperate desire to break free from the obligation, inadvertently shatters the witch's spell. The frog transforms into a prince, revealing the true nature of the bargain and the princess's pivotal role. The curse, the frog, the prince, the kingdom, all interconnected. This highlights the profound impact of actions, even unintended ones, driven by the pressure of a commitment. The princess, initially reluctant, ultimately becomes the key to breaking the chain, fulfilling the promise in a way that leads to a positive outcome, marriage and a kingdom, rather than just escaping the obligation. The narrative then shifts to the servant, Iron Henry. He embodies unwavering loyalty. His master, the prince, was cursed, and Henry's grief was so profound that he had to bind his heart with iron bands. When the prince is released, the sound of the carriage breaking is actually the sound of Henry's heart breaking free from the burden of his suffering. This isn't just about physical relief, it's about the immense weight of loyalty and the joy of seeing a loved one restored. This underscores the value of steadfast support and the deep emotional toll of witnessing a loved one suffering. So, what does this mean for us in the professional sphere? Promises are not just words, they are commitments. In business, contracts, project timelines, client promises, these are the bedrock of trust. Think about the consequences of broken promises, damaged client relationships, lost contracts, reputational damage, even legal liabilities. The Frog King story, in its stark simplicity, illustrates the principle of professional integrity. It's about honoring your word even when it's difficult. It's about the long-term consequences of your actions, the trust you build or destroy. Reliability is not just a nice-to-have, it's fundamental to professional success. Commitment manifests in various ways. It's about delivering projects on time, meeting deadlines, and exceeding expectations. That's commitment to your clients. It's about supporting your team, fulfilling your responsibilities, and contributing to the collective success. That's commitment to your colleagues. It's also about your own commitment to continuous learning, professional development, and ethical conduct. Each of these commitments builds your reputation. It's about building a track record of reliability, a history of keeping your word. This is the foundation upon which lasting professional relationships and career success are built. So, the legacy of the Frog King is clear. It's a call to action. Value your promises. Treat them seriously, not as trivial matters. Embrace your responsibility. Be accountable for your commitments. Practice integrity. Act ethically and honestly. Build trust. Consistent reliability is the cornerstone of professional relationships. And even when facing reluctance like the princess, recognize the importance of the commitment and strive to fulfill it, even if it requires significant effort or leads to unexpected outcomes. It's about the long game of building trust and credibility. Ultimately, the Frog King and Iron Henry teach us that integrity and the honoring of promises are not just fairy tale morals, they are fundamental principles of professional life. They are the keys to building trust, fostering success, and navigating the complexities of our careers.